All right, guys, so we are going to head over to the Capitol. This last speaker spoke a lot about qualified immunity. I'd say still probably in the range of 250 or so in attendance. Last speaker talked about qualified. We've heard a lot of conservatives actually talk about ending or changing qualified immunity in some fashion. And I apologize that the last feed cut out. My phone overheated. So maybe standing in the shade was the better option at that point. I'm going to cut through. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start walking towards the Capitol. I'm not going to walk from here, but we're going to give you guys one more. Sounds like he just finished up and then he was going to say a few more words, and then they were going to turn it over to other people just to speak and say whatever they want. So, and hopefully again my phone does not overheat. That's kind of crazy. I've never had that happen before. But it talks about qualified immunity, and a lot of conservatives have talked about qualified immunity. And what qualified immunity means is, generally speaking, when a police officer breaks the law, they're pretty much exempt from being prosecuted on a lot of stuff. And a lot of conservatives aren't in favor of that, as well as the BLM speak. So one of the things he was talking about was can we go through? Oh yeah, we can go through there. One of the things he was talking about was getting people to understand what BLM Boise stands for and what some of their objectives are, and then he led off talking about qualified immunity. So they did a couple different chants. They did Black Lives Matter. If you couldn't hear, I can't remember what was that first chant. It was like
too complicated.
Something about Trump, the KKK, no racist USA. I don't remember off the top of my head. And there was another one, 2468. Shoot, that's totally escaped. Stop the hate, and then 68 defund the police state. So yeah, that was the second that they did. So and now we did end up seeing a few people who were not in favor of Black Lives Matter. There was a couple people down, but for the most part, mostly just them, and I didn't see any police presence at all. And maybe they're staged, potentially somewhere else, and they're just trying to stay out of the way. And other than that, I don't. What's that? I don't think that we're probably going to see anything out of this particular protest. What they were getting ready to do, and for those who are just wondering, we're leaving the BLM protest. We're going to go cover the counter protesters for a little bit, so we kind of get both sides there. So we're walking back to the car, but my phone overheated and I lost the original. Starting to get warm again. So be sure you guys start watch parties. That kind of helps our viewership, get more eyes on what's happening. But they were getting ready to turn it over to other people to comment. And if you notice, the two speakers that spoke today were significantly different in how they talked compared to a number of the speakers who spoke at the first protest. If you remember the first protest, they were much more animated, much more vulgar in what they were saying, and it wasn't quite like that this time. Hey, I'm gonna stay out here in the shade if you want to grab the car, because I might lose service in there. So definitely a different feel to the BLM protest. What's that? Yeah, just come right here. We'll have to pull this in a little bit. So for those just tuning in, we've been covering the BLM protest here in Boise at Boise State University. I'll just kind of show where we are. So the protest is taking place over there at the plaza next to the B, and we're getting ready to. We covered it as much as we can, because unfortunately now we're going to two different spots where I'd love to just cover, be in one location like last time. That clearly didn't happen. For those that are unaware, Black Lives Matter said they were going to move the protest to a different location to avoid what happened last time. And so we tried to find out where they were meeting. We couldn't find out. And we finally found out about 3:40 that they were going to be down here at Boise State University. So this is the campus, for those that don't know. This is the main BSU campus, and then they're just right over that direction, and they were getting ready to have kind of open it up to everybody come and speak. Now initially when I got there, I was walking around, and I don't know what the deal is with the people in the clown suits, but there were some people in clown suits, and as I was walking around the backside, they started to follow me a little bit, and when I turned and looked at them, they immediately left and went somewhere else. So not really sure if they were the BLM security or what they were. And then if you noticed, if you go back to the beginning of the video and right before we left, Black Lives Matter had, so basically where the B is and where they're all meeting and where they're speaking is a giant circle, and there's bricks, and then there's openings in the bricks. Well, they were blocking the openings inside the bricks so that you couldn't get inside, but they would let people in. But I don't know if they would have let me in. Again, I don't have a mask on, and so they, out of everybody that was there, obviously me and only a handful of other people did not have masks on, and so it was probably identifiable that I wasn't necessarily. And again, we're down here to report on what's happening, not to tell you guys to oppose or to support BLM. That's entirely your choice. But we just want to kind of get a perspective. But because I'm talking and stuff, I don't wear a mask, and so I didn't want to. So I'm just getting in my car now. So give me 1 second here.
All right. Yeah.
So we're heading down.
Gotta go
to the Capitol in my nice air-conditioned car. Oh boy, it's hot. It is hot. It's almost 100 today, and yeah, you could feel it out in the sun. And my phone was probably trying to tell me stay in the shade. Where are you going? That way.
Drive by again.
You want to drive by again? How much? We got to get down to the Capitol so we can get the counter-protesters. So again, no counter-protesters. When we first got here, there were police officers. Hopefully you guys can hear me with the air conditioning on. You're going to have to just deal with it. So there were police officers when we first pulled up that got off a bus, and they left pretty much. Again, I don't know. I can't imagine that they staged somewhere nearby, but from what we can tell, there were no anywhere in the immediate vicinity. They may have been somewhere else. We can get out of here. So real quick before we go to the Capitol, I will try to record what I can. No police. They were just kind of there for a few minutes talking to some people and then left. So here, so you guys can see, so this is Juanita Street right here. That's right. And then here's the crowd right here. So again, I didn't. All right, so we drove by there. We got a, but
You lost.
All right, so we're back. I apologize there. Maybe they're jamming. I don't know. All right, guys, we're heading towards the Capitol, so stick with us here for a few minutes while we head down to the Capitol. All right, so we're gonna head down to the Capitol. I apologize, it keeps cutting out. It's probably just. So we'll get to the Capitol and hopefully it will stop cutting out. Or maybe if we get away from BSU campus. Alright, so for those just wondering, we're on the corner of Broadway and University right now. Myrtle Street, we'll head down to Myrtle Street and then head up Capitol, just kind of see who's there. If it looks like everybody's bailing to go to BSU, then we'll swing back around and come back here. But again, the speakers today, so far at least, before we left, were much more toned down from what we heard last time, and definitely less of a, less of an angry tone, I guess. But again, we left to try and go cover the counter-protesters a little bit, and we may end up in a situation where the speakers that we left from are different. So what's going on? Good. We did just see a police officer pass by. We did see some what looked to be counter protesters heading in that direction, but I think we're gonna first go to the Capitol. This down here. We'll go to the Capitol first just to see how many of the counter protesters showed up at the Capitol in that way.
Carrying on campus.
So a lot of people asked about campus and carrying on campus in Idaho. So the way that the carry laws work are the Idaho state legislature has no regulatory authority over open carry. And so open carry in the state of Idaho is pretty much legal everywhere that you're not prohibited by federal law, so federal buildings and schools. But on campus, college campus, it's actually a little bit different. There's technically nothing in the law that says you can't carry openly on a public college campus. Now, our law does say that if you're going to conceal carry, you have to have the enhanced carry permit. And so if you have the enhanced carry permit, you can legally do it. You can actually legally still carry on campus in Idaho, but if you're asked to leave, and you don't, then you'd be trespassing. Okay, so actually, you probably go left here. Be quicker.
You already told me never go left.
So yeah, so you can carry on campus, and I don't know if that was part of the reason BLM did it on college campus. It's probably where they feel, maybe more comfortable, and that's probably where they knew they would get some more supporters to come. I assume that not every college kid has left for the fall. Sorry, I gotta grab my battery here. I assume not every college kid has left for the fall. We're going. So right now we're getting ready to turn on Front Street. I said Myrtle. I meant Front. Turning on Front Street, and we're going to go up to Capitol. We'll turn on Capitol, and then we should be able to tell if all the counter protesters are accumulating at City Hall, at the Capitol, or if they are starting to move towards campus. Because the counter protesters weren't supposed to meet until 5 o'clock. Probably have to get over again. Turn right on Capitol. They were supposed to meet at 5 o'clock, and so I don't know if they're going to meet at 5, and then everybody says BLM's all over at the university, so let's head over there. I don't know. We're going to go find out. And again, our goal today is just to give you guys a understanding of what's happening on the ground, kind of what we're seeing, what we're hearing from both sides, and that way you guys have a decision to make on who you want to follow and which side that you think is right or wrong, and leave it up to you. Our goal with the Idaho Dispatch is to make sure that you guys can have far less bias in the news and also much more balance in the news. And so far we've heard great feedback, and we'd love to have your guys' support. So we did just add idahoddispatch.com/donate, and if you guys want to donate to help us advertise the page, to help boost some of the articles that we've done, we'd love to have your guys' support, whether you do a one-time donation, or we did also set up a monthly recurring donation thing that you can do for $2.97. A lot of people on both sides and a lot of people in the middle are tired of the media. They're tired of the media constantly telling them what they should think and constantly leaving out one side of the argument. So our goal here is to give you guys both sides and with less bias. So now we're not going to sit here and claim that we don't have our own bias, but we're going to do our best to leave that out of what we are doing. But that's not 100% possible with a lot of people, and we understand that. No news person can sit there and claim that all of their stuff is 100% unbiased. That's not a thing, and anybody that claims that is lying to you. And so our goal is just to try to do the least amount of bias in our articles and in our videos as we possibly can, and hopefully give you guys also coverage of events that are occurring that
Just the facts, Jack. Just the facts.
on just what's happening. So we did. I don't know. I don't think that was a BLM person. I could tell they had an American mask on, and then also a sign that said "Justice for Somebody." So I'm going to turn this around. We are right at the Capitol, as you guys can see, and there are some people here at City Hall. I assume these would be counter protesters or people supporting the police department. And as we get up here, we'll try to roll down my window so you guys can see. So, oh, interesting. It looks like they have it taped off. Is it taped off? It is taped off. So, oh, they do actually have some
Safe zone.
people here. And this is, oh, there's a police officer there. So, almost seems like a few, yeah, Black Lives Matter people. Yeah, the police have actually shut down this area. Interesting. So, and there are police out here, so I don't know what exactly is going on. But they have completely shut off. This is interesting. They have completely shut off this area. So they have, keep going a little bit. They have shut it down. There are police up here, but they have shut down and barricaded off the front of City Hall, which is kind of interesting. And then we are heading towards the Capitol right now. There are police officers up here, and there are some, definitely some counter-protester type folks here. And so I'm not seeing the main group. The main group was supposed to meet at the Capitol somewhere. And there are some people over here. Maybe it's over there. Well, yeah, just go this way. So there are some counter-protesters over there. Looks like the main... Oh, there's... Okay, there we go. So the main group of people is over here. And it's unclear if there's going to be... Just don't turn left here. Next street. So a number of motorcycles here. Some blue line flags over there. And again, we're going to go park and then kind of get you guys some better views of this crowd here. Looks to be at least equal in size, I would say, to the other one, the BLM protest. Last time they estimated somewhere in the range. The last one, the police said there was an estimate of about 1,000 people at the last protest and counter-protest. I would say that's probably fairly accurate, and I would put the BLM crowd somewhere in the range of 250 to 300 of that 1,000, and then the other folks were counter protesters or, you know, supporting the police people, whatever you want to call them. So, oops, I'm dropping my external battery here. And hopefully, looks like all the counter protesters are in the shades. So hopefully my phone won't overheat again like it did last time. But for those just tuning in, again, we just left the BLM protest. We got a couple of their speakers, definitely much more mellow than it was last time. And now we are heading over to the counter protesters who are, looks like they've mostly accumulated at the Capitol. There was a few of them. It's right here. There was a few of them. Dude, I didn't know if you remembered. I didn't know if you remembered. What? Yeah, it's parked in the shade, maybe. Up to harder the way, though. Yeah, it's right up there. Right up there. There you go. So, all right, we just got here. And I'm going to clip this back on here so I can not hold it in my hand. And then we will head out. Kind of record this side, and if we hear something's going down at the other place, we'll try to head back over there. So it's a couple takes a couple minutes to get over here, though. All right, and then I'm also that all about? Huh? What was that all about?
I think he's probably doing the same thing we were doing, just coming back here.
Oh. All right, so we're gonna turn this around here so you guys can see. All right, so for those of you, what's that?
I just throw these in the garbage right
Yeah, let's not. Just don't bend them.
Good.
So
Nice here, man.
I'm gonna head this way. I don't know if there's gonna be any speaker systems or speakers over here. We haven't heard anything. So somebody must be speaking because you can hear the crowd cheering. Ooh, it is hot today, folks. Please, you guys, start a watch party. If you don't know what a watch party is, basically it's you go to our Idaho Dispatch, click on start a watch party on this Facebook Live video, and that way we can get more views on here. So I'm gonna try to cross the road here real quick and get in the shade before my phone overheats again. So again, quite a few people. Try to get another crowd estimate. Definitely equally as big, probably more so, I would say, than the Black Lives Matter crowd. So it sounds like somebody's got a Recall Mayor McLean petition. I'm kind of curious though, I didn't hear anything about them shutting down the City Hall, so that's kind of interesting. I'm going to try and find out where the speakers are coming from.
All right, take care.
Alright, sounds good, thanks. Alright, so I'm going to just kind of walk in here, get you guys a good view of the crowd. See if we can find some people to talk to. They're saying that we're marching, so I don't know where we're marching to.
I don't think so either.
Just trying to get an idea for the crowd. Yeah, definitely a bigger crowd here. I would say maybe 300 or 400 people. So, just trying to see if we can find some folks that we know.
It's not a lot.
And to see if we find some folks that we know. So, got people here eyeing me too. Oh, there you go. Gun owners for Trump signs, number of Trump signs, American flag signs, all that kind of stuff. So, a few thin blue line flag signs. Hey.
So what did you say? They are coming over or no? Somebody said that they were listening to White Live stream. So it seems pretty hot there, huh? I think they, hopefully this is all for nothing. Just a good opportunity for them to come out. But it didn't sound like, it sounded like they wanted to be a lot more indignant than they were. Yeah. So
I signed it.
I gotta get this shade. My phone overheated and killed my feet.
do you need any ice or anything? I got a little ice.
No. I just probably go stand in the shade. But okay, well.
I think we're walking. I think to City Hall. I guess. I saw it was barricaded. I heard him say we're marching somewhere. So
Okay. Well, I guess we'll
find out.
Yeah. All right, man.
And a ring.
All right, guys. So I believe, I don't know for sure, but I believe we are going to be marching over to City Hall. And good. How are you guys? I believe so. I don't know what's going to happen though, because it looked like City Hall was barricaded, and so I don't know if they intended to barricade people from just going onto the street and everybody's going to pack into the City Hall area. I'm not really sure, but I would definitely say somewhere in the range of 400 or more, 400 or 500 people here, just based on what I can tell, and hard to say on BLM, but somewhere around 250, 300. So definitely more people counter-protesting or supporting the law enforcement wherever they're here. You see recall terrorist Mayor McLean, baby killing sign, police lives matter, a number of different signs, not in our city, recall Governor Little sign here, sign the petition for, I believe that looks like McLean. So the McLean petition has actually officially begun, the recall petition. And I believe the Lisa Sanchez, Councilmember Sanchez one, is supposed to be approved here sometime, possibly this week or next week. And then that one will get underway as well. And then each of those has to get a certain amount of signatures from citizens in Boise, and then they will go on the ballot for a recall if they are able to get that many. So when we hold on one second. Got back from the BLM one. So, yeah, pretty mellow compared to last time. Much more mellow.
The other BLM?
Yeah, their rally is much more mellow than it was last time. So, hopefully it stays that way, but I don't know. Does the plan to go to City Hall?
Yeah, they walk down.
It's all bigger people.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Probably going to say can't do much.
Yeah.
We'll find out, I guess.
Yeah, interesting. But yeah, no.
Are you on mic or anything?
I'm on live. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, how are you? Can you hear anything?
No, quite.
Oh, okay. I just wanted. Go ahead.
Somebody is talking. I'm not sure what they just said, but.
Oh, just.
I was told, I don't know who it is, I was told there was a couple Antifa folks walking through the crowd, but I haven't seen them. I was just told by somebody with law enforcement experience that identified them. But again, if we see them, we'll try to let you guys know.
That's why he brought the dog.
Give me a social worker, quick.
Probably.
Going through all the social stuff that's hidden on my Chrome.
All right, so it looks like the crowd is heading towards City Hall, so that's where we're going to go. Not sure how that's going to work out.
Yeah. Not much to see there. They got it all blocked up. Clean I'm gonna run up and get this out. Cheers. About 10 minutes. See, Greg?
All right, so it looks like we're all headed towards City Hall. There's somebody with Idaho Liberty Dogs, which was the main group that was doing the main counter-protest. I'm not sure if any other groups joined in on that, so just kind of. So I'm just going to kind of let the crowd walk by, and that way you guys can see everybody.
No more bullshit.
Hey, what's up? Well, that's the reason why we're at protest.
Got one?
Hey, Greg.
How are you?
Nice to meet you. I watch your every day, every time. Thank you.
How are you guys? Good. So just going to open the car by here so you guys can get a good idea.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey, Greg. You got a job, huh?
Yeah, sort of.
I'll read your stuff.
No. Should we follow Idaho just
Thank you, Greg.
Yep. Hang on, guys. See you here.
Hey, Greg, what up, man?
Hey, how are
How
you?
you doing?
Good, good. Just got back from the BLM protest,
nice.
so yeah. It's much more mellow this time,
You
so
already been signed?
we call them here clean.
Been signed?
I live in Caldwell. How are you?
Would you like a water? My mom's handing them out right here.
What's that?
Water?
I'll take one, sure. That's about the end of the crowd. I don't think it's the blockade of the traffic, so we're going to try and catch the traffic here. How are you guys? A chants of USA right now going. And
Your life matters.
What's up, Greg?
hey, how's it going?
Good. You're not bad looking.
Can I grab one? Is that okay? How are you?
Justin, you want one?
Thank you. Oh, there you are. I thought maybe you missed me, but that's okay.
Got lost in the crowd.
All right, so we don't want to miss the. I'm gonna go this way. And make sure we don't miss the blockade here. There's a guy here. Stop police brutality. And wear a mask. Somebody just drove by and flipped everybody off. So we're not really sure what's going to happen. Again, they had blocked off. There was a lot of barricades around City Hall, and we're not sure. We're not sure.
There's a reason for that.
What? We're not sure where everybody's going to go because the police, again, did have City Hall barricaded off. So I guess we'll see here in just a minute. Oh, sorry. Excuse me.
Nope, not a problem. Out of your way.
You're fine. So what we're going to do is just kind of go up and I guess see what happens here. Just not sure where everybody's going to do or if they're going to block off part of the road. It's a good-sized crowd, so I would say at least 500 from what I could tell, but I'm not going to claim to be a professional estimator. So for those just tuning in, we had left the BLM protest. We are now here in front of, going up to the front of City Hall. There were some barricades around when we drove by, so we are now with the counter protesters. And just not sure what's going to be happening, so we're kind of waiting here now with traffic. Alright, so we're going to keep moving across the street here.
Oh, hey, Spencer. Yeah, everybody looks the same.
So a few counter protesters with masks on, most not with masks on. And again,
Green light! Hold up! Wait! Wait! Let the car through!
somebody with an all lives splatter sign. I don't know where he went. Get you guys a better view. So we are with the counter protesters right now. The BLM protest was fairly mild compared to last time, not nearly as many problems. So they have the barricades up, and maybe the barricades were just intended to keep people away. There we go. So this is somebody with Idaho Liberty Dogs who's speaking right here. So she's got the microphone, and then kind of going there. So you guys be sure to start a watch party. If you guys aren't already, be sure to like Idaho Dispatch. We're trying to bring you guys some much more balanced news. The Idaho media is just turning further and further left. And we don't want to be a far conservative news organization, anything like that. All we want to do is balance out the news and give you guys a more balanced perspective to what's happening, and hopefully with a lot less bias in it. So let me turn this around here real quick. So a lot less bias in it. That's our goal, right? We want to make sure that you guys get some better news. And if that's what you want, if that's what you like, then we need your support. So if you go to idahodispatch.com/donate, you can chip in some money to help us boost the page, get more eyes on our articles, as well as we do have a monthly option, and we'll try to come up with some, I guess, incentives for that. But it's $2.97 a month, and you can help us out at Idaho Dispatch. You guys already know a lot of the other work that I do. We're trying to get a good, unbiased as much as possible, and a much more balanced news organization here in the state of Idaho. We have had so much overwhelming support. People are craving news that is not being shoved down their throat or any of that kind of stuff, right? And so our goal is to bring that to you guys, and so far the response has been absolutely overwhelmingly positive, and we hope you guys are enjoying the coverage. We hope you're enjoying the articles that we're putting out, but we definitely need your help, right? It's the more we can grow, the more we can show the mainstream media how this is supposed to be done, so and how to do their jobs. So right now we're just kind of here with the counter protesters. I'm going to flip my camera back around here. You can see, so there's still quite a few on the other side of the street, and then starting to get some on the other side there. A bunch of counter protesters here, and again, somewhere I would say at least in the range of about 500 people. And the BLM protest had somewhere around 250. Some shouting back and forth going on, probably from some people in the... So there is a guy here who's got an American flag to stop police brutality, and then something else, I can't remember what it said. One of the Idaho Liberty Dogs people that's putting this on. I believe the police are running off a BLM supporter, I assume. I believe he's in the street. So if I can get a view of that, I'll try to see what his sign says. Or they could have just been cheering for the police. So maybe they weren't running them off. Wear a mask, save a life, roast a pig. And then stop police brutality. So that's what that one guy has on. So there are a few more counter protesters wearing masks.
But before that begins, we have a little something to say about that. You know, they say that history is written by the winners. Well, I'm not looking for a fight, but make no mistake, this battle is for the hearts and minds of Americans. Unless we stop them, the miscreants and misguided losers of the Defund the Police movement will continue their financial extortion of America. Make no mistake, their goal is nothing less than the larceny of your liberty. The real question is, what stands between you and the violent mob taking over America? That's right, the answer's obvious. It's the thin blue line of law enforcement. These proud, dedicated men and women put their lives on the line 24/7, 365 for us.
Hello, sir.
And I say to you,
Well, again, there are a number of police officers out here. It looks like they barricaded the front of City Hall so that people can't get too close. A number of other signs, defend the police, American flags. Just trying to give you guys a view of the crowd. And back this way. Support the least, all lives matter signs. Give you guys a view of what this guy's saying too.
here and anywhere they can get away with it. We are here, my fellow patriots, to put a lid on it. For now and forever. Amen. God bless America.
There's also room on the other side. I don't know if we should take over that side as well. Should we take it all over? Okay, if you guys, someone want to march to the left side over there? Around the building? So we can take the other corner?
So based on what we are seeing so far, there doesn't appear to be any intention. There doesn't appear to be any intention to try to go to Boise State University, and even though it looked like there were some headed that way, looks like the vast majority of people have chosen to stay here. We got counter protesters on all sides. Now, this person has a sign that says, "I wasn't shot by a cop, I was shot by a black man." Not sure if they're referencing some sort of gang violence. That's where a lot of people, so somebody says F Donald Trump and flipping people off. And so there are some people on the other side of the street now. So somebody asked if the Vagos folks were here. That's one of the motorcycle clubs, and I don't see any, and have not seen any so far. So now saying, Mayor McLean, you gotta go. I don't know what these guys are yelling. not sure what's happening. I'm not sure what is happening here. Some people, I'm not sure. This guy seems to be a counter protester, and these seem to be counter protesters, so I'm not sure what's happening. There's somebody that's saying Black Lives Matter.
That's all they do is scream.
So, scream Black Lives Matter.
I can walk over there and just be like, yeah. Well, usually I don't carry names in here.
Alright, so I'm going to try. I'm not sure what was going on with these counter protesters. They both seem to be counter protesters, so I'm not sure what's happening. Try and make my way. Sorry, excuse me. There are a couple police officers here, some bikers, and then counter protesters all on the other side there. I go across the street so you guys can get a different view. I was just tuning in. We were in Boise, Idaho, right out in front of Boise City Hall. They have set up some barricades, but you basically just can't go right next to City Hall, and you can't go into the street, right? They clearly wanted to keep people out of the street. So I'm going to go to the other side here as soon as it turns and just kind of give you guys a view from the other side of the street. But there are people up and down that side of the street as well. So here we go.
Like a real journalist now, except for you need more of a liberal bent.
More of a liberal bent?
More of a liberal bent.
Fit in.
I can smell the conservative on you.
Oh my God, this is so funny. Okay, all right, so.
Did anything happen at the BLM rally?
Can I get some of my name?
Weird last time.
Yeah, they did their good motion. Right. Very, very mellow last time. I think some of the main people last time. Right. Anyway, so yeah, about 1,000.
You think?
No, I said I have 1,000.
Oh.
No, I would say
Yeah, no, that's great.
pretty close. BLM is probably 2. That's why we came over here. I was like, well,
Yeah, right?
might as well.
I was hoping for some attention. Is that bad?
I didn't see what I was trying to do.
I'm like, wait, what's happening?
I do not understand what's going on here.
How you doing?
See ya. Yeah, I was going to bring my camera, but it's in my
All right, guys. So, just talking to a few people, but just gonna walk down here so you guys can get a view of the crowd up and down here. Probably stick out like a sore thumb because I got this white polo on with a black Idaho Dispatch logo on my shirt, and so they maybe think I'm law enforcement or something. I don't know. So you guys be sure to. Somebody just yelled, "Go home." Not sure. Assume that's at the counter protesters. Looks like some news media folks over here. I'm gonna go to this other corner over here and just kind of see what we have. But a number of police officers have lined the street here. They haven't blocked off the road like they did last time, but they have also, if you guys can't see, they've set up barricades and tape along here just to keep people out of the streets, and I think that was the goal.
I'm right here.
So there's law enforcement here on both corners, and on all the corners actually, sorry. And then kind of up and down. The guy over there has a all lives splatter, nobody cares about your protest sign. So again, maybe you guys are better at crowd estimating than I am, but I would, again, somewhere in the range of 500, 450 maybe. Somebody would probably be able to tell watching the live stream when we started marching, because I got to the front of it. So one guy that I can tell that's definitely a BLM supporter walking up and down with his sign that we showed you guys earlier.
Camera out of here.
What's that?
Camera.
Just recording what's happening.
I don't want to be a part of it.
Okay, well, we're on a public sidewalk, sir. I'm just saying. Alright, so I assume counter-protester yelling at me, telling me to get my camera out of here, but kindly informed him that it's a public sidewalk and I'm going to record. People honking in support of the counter-protesters. Police have kind of moved their bikes up a little bit on the corner there. I'm going to head back over this way. Oh, police officers trying to move people off the streets.
We will rock you, sock you, pick you up, drop you.
So
Now you're built like a fucking truck. You know, you see anything working tonight? Side on side.
excuse me. Alright, so a number of officers, looks like they're mostly just trying to keep people off the streets.
With that weapon.
Excuse me. So definitely a heavier police presence here than at the Black Lives Matter location. I'd like to find if I can, I'd like to ask a police officer if they did have somebody over at the Black Lives Matter area or if they just had people here. Some people walking up and thanking police officers. And it's unclear if the counter-protesters are going to do anything else. Excuse me.
Greg Pruitt. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, how are you?
Good. We don't know each other, but okay. I'm glad you're here. Yeah.
So did you guys, I know you had a bunch of officers over at the BLM protest initially, and then they all got on a bus and left. And we were reporting over there for a while, but then there was no police presence at all. Were you guys in the area, or do you know? Are you allowed to say? Don't know?
I have no idea.
Okay, yeah, there wasn't any police over there. I was kind of surprised, but okay, awesome. Thank you.
Greg.
I'm live streaming.
My friend Joe.
Joe?
Joe's going to be one of your one of your people.
All right.
Some odd guy walked up to me and
Yeah,
gave
there
me
you go.
Yeah.
That's it right there.
Hi, Greg.
Nice to meet you.
I've met you for a long time.
Yeah, nice to meet
Watched
you.
a lot of your posts.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm just live streaming for everybody, letting them know what's going on down here. So we were just down at the Black Lives Matter protest for a little while.
Are there a lot of people there?
I would say somewhere around 250 or so, but there was no police presence. This nice green grass here. You go have Mayor McLean come down and tell me.
Oh, she doesn't want to talk to me.
No.
I've spread that picture on the corner with the mask down 100 times.
Yeah.
I sent that. Actually, I contacted the mayor in Nampa.
Yeah, okay.
And I talked to them, and they said they weren't going to have anything to do with the mask order in that city of Nampa.
Okay.
And I sent over a picture of McLean standing there with a mask down, and I said, "You don't want to be this guy, do you?" And the reply was, "Thank you for your concern, and no, I'm not that guy."
All right, well, I'm gonna go walk around and get some more.
Go ahead and do what you do. Be careful.
Yeah. All right, so sorry about that, guys. For those just tuning in, again, we are here at Boise City Hall, and it is there's a barricade with police officers keeping people away from the front of the building, and then also they've got quite a few on the corners just trying to keep people from spilling out into the streets from the sidewalk. And so it's kind of where we're at right now. We've had some people driving by honking in support. We've had some people flipping people off. Did have one counter protester somewhere on the other side of the street who was trying to tell me to get the camera out of here, which wasn't going to happen. So just here to let you guys know what's happening.
So what are you doing here? Who are you doing that for?
So it's we got one of your cards.
We got the cards, but I was just hadn't seen
newspaper. We just so we're online news.
Okay.
We just got tired of the liberal media getting worse and worse. We just had to show these people how to do their job. So now we write our political articles and just say, here's what this side says, here's what this side says. You decide.
Online. Subscribe.
Back the blue! 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 Back the blue!
Okay, yeah, nice to meet you. Good turnout today.
If they did tuck tail and go, it's the best possible outcome. That was forced last time. Just looked on their website on Instagram and see.
We just got Melissa Sanchez petition approved.
It starts today or tomorrow?
Oh, nice. Are you working with Joe Filicetti?
Yes,
Okay, good.
yeah.
My wife works with Joe. I'm Doug
hi.
Nickel.
Hi, Doug.
And she just called me frantically. She's like, can you get Sanchez stuff out there as well? And I was like, I don't know. I know that I signed the whole thing.
What's her name?
Vanessa.
Vanessa, okay.
Yeah.
He just texted me. He goes, put the petition up on the website. I go, well, email it to me, dude. I don't have it in my...
So we just got informed from the Recall Mayor McLean and Recall Mayor Sanchez people that the recall for Councilmember Sanchez happens tomorrow, or officially starts tomorrow, for the signature gathering. So.
Oh, I love it. So you'll... Said that somebody down there apparently is Antifa taking notes, and they're taking notes on who they're going to go after, and they're about ready to start.
And I would say you first.
Where is Keith? So you know Keith.
He's the personal bodyguard.
Yeah, I would check with him. I wouldn't rely on what I just told you. 50% of my dad's
All right,
makes sense, yeah.
So we are trying to figure out. We did get word that there are allegedly some Antifa folks who have been taking notes and may potentially try to start something, but we have no confirmation of that. I haven't seen any of them myself. Sorry, I'm waiting on a guy taking a picture here. Somebody taking pictures. But again, I haven't seen any of that myself, so I don't know for sure if there's any accuracy to that.
Hey, Greg. Hey, do you have any confirmation if they're coming down here or are they still up close here?
As far as I know, there still will be BSU. Somebody said there was flying around, but I haven't seen any. And so I don't know. As far as I know, all the BLM are still down.
Okay, well, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It stays that way.
Yep. Let's hope for the best.
Yeah, for sure.
Have a good one.
Not only that, like using their right to protest.
Now you just have to have a number of people. I asked them myself. They know who I am, so there's no coordination there. What did you?
Great comment.
Yeah, I kind of fit right in. Like it's my Instagram page from there. As far as like, that's what I do for money. You know, I almost said the thing. I didn't want to be like, gotcha.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Okay. So
I don't know. So that's a rumor, but I don't know. More people honking in support. More people honking in support. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know at all. To me, it just sounds like more rumors.
Make my nuts great again.
So some counter protester walked by and said, "Make my nuts great again." These are the guys that tried to tell me I had to turn off my camera. Recall McLean sign. Those two guys that just walked by, I was over there walking by and he's like, "Get that camera out of here." I'm like, "I'm on a public sidewalk. Well, I don't want to be seen. We're in a public space. It's a rally." What's going to happen? So they're all sorts of mad. Oh, he brought the parrot. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, there's a guy with a parrot down here. I'm gonna go get the parrot. Oh, a macaw. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's a macaw. Maybe I'll wait till the mean counter-protesters leave. So, All Lives Matter sign. Again, there does appear to be a lot more masks around than last time, and so.
my guys, we're going. Not in a good way.
Again, quite a few people here. I don't know if the plan was for this to go till 7:30, but I don't know that people are going to wait that long, and it's hard to say if BLM or Antifa or anybody is going to come here after. So, well, this guy's got a macaw. Give us a thumbs up for the bird. Thumbs up for the bird. So the speaker is saying something. I'm going to try and make my way back over there. Excuse me. I think they want Mayor McLean to come down and give a speech. My guess is that is not going to happen. Somebody up in the window, but I don't know who it is. You can see whoever that is up there in the window. Squirrel Lives Matter?
They just say BLM all the way.
Yeah.
Look, even their videos. I love it.
So somebody just announced that BLM is on the way here, so I don't know if that's true, but I'm going to try and make my way back around again this way.
guinea pigs and friends. A friend of mine took a bird in at 8 o'clock at night. The next morning, they sold this bird for $80. And then when he goes to
Excuse me. Trying to get in towards the speaker here. If I can find. Excuse me. Sorry. Excuse me. How are you?
Nice
to see you. Yeah. Oh, thanks. I'm sorry. Just live streaming for Idaho Dispatch, so.
Staring at us like.
Again, I don't know.
You do a little rough with your horn.
If BLM is coming, I do know that on the other corner, around the other side.
Nothing attracts the crowd.
On the other side is a big empty space, and I don't know if they're going there. Make my way this way, excuse me. Yeah.
Thanks for going live and watching it. Right there, listen there. Second on the left. That's me.
This guy does. He really does have a sign that Squirrel Lives Matter. I don't. See this guy's sign?
Still lovely.
Squirrel Lives Matter.
That's what we were just talking about.
Can I say something on your live stream?
What do you want to say?
I was going to yell, Idaho Dispatch!
No. Okay. Yeah, we can do that. Hold on. You want to be on camera? Here we go. Let me get my microphone.
All right, some of us are going to go into the other corner. To the left.
All right. See you later.
So when they were looking out from up there, how come they didn't have masks on?
Oh.
I'm just asking.
They didn't have masks on?
They didn't have any masks on when they were looking out over when we were all standing there.
Oh, okay.
Single one of them poked their heads over the counter.
I see what you're saying. There's 3 people there with no mask on.
Yeah, I see.
I don't know who they are.
There
But.
within about 6 feet not wearing masks.
Fire truck going by. So the counter protesters did say that they were going to move some people to another corner, I believe down in this direction, because there's not as many people on that corner over there. So not sure. We're going to stay here for a little bit longer at least and figure out if they are going to show up. The rumor is the BLM is on their way over here. So the BLM protest was supposed to be over at 6, so they are probably definitely leaving at this point because their protest is over. So who knows if they're coming down here though. For those that don't know, we are the Idaho Dispatch. My name is Greg Pruitt. I'm one of the writers on Idaho Dispatch, and our goal is to give you guys some more balanced news. If you read our articles, not the op-eds, but the actual articles, our goal is to give you both sides of the story and then let you decide what you want to do with it. You know what I mean? So our goal is also to put the least amount of bias in there that we possibly can. Nobody's perfect. We're not going to sit here and claim that there won't be some bias in the news. There always is, but we want to try and do our best to put the least amount of bias in our articles as possible. So be sure to watch. Just going to give you guys a crowd shot here. Be sure to watch that for us. Let us know if you like the articles or if something seems too unbalanced or too much bias. Let us know. We'd also love to have your guys' support. If you go to idahodispatch.com/donate, and that's in the description of the first video, idahodispatch.com/donate, you can pitch in, help us advertise, help us boost our articles, help us boost our social media presence, and you know, there's a huge craving in America right now for what media used to be years and years and years ago, because it's not that way anymore. And so our goal is to hopefully get everything a lot more balanced and give you guys something to look forward to. But you know what? Doing this is a lot of hard work. I already have a full-time gig, so there's some people flipping the crowd off, trying to see if there's counter-protesters flipping them off back. So if you guys want, if you want some balance in the media, if you want some people who are going to, bring some sanity to the media here in the state of Idaho, then we'd love to have your guys' support. So idahodispatch.com/donate. You can do a one-time donation whenever you want. And we also set up a monthly donation of just $2.97 a month, less than 10 cents a day. And you can support Idaho Dispatch and the work that we are doing to try and cover important political events, try to cover stories that the media routinely ignores on purpose, and bring you some media with hopefully, a complete balance for both sides, as well as the least amount of bias possible. So idahodispatch.com/donate. Now we are kind of going to wait here for a little bit longer because we are told that... How are you? We were told that BLM's protest is done, that they were heading down here. So there are some people right here, more, I assume, BLM supporters flipping the crowd off. Chants of USA now. This is who they're chanting at because he was flipping everybody off. I'm sure. So it could be that maybe BLM comes down and just rides through and in between the crowd and flips everybody off. I don't know. I would say there's definitely been more people honking and waving in support of the crowd than.
They ain't doing it. They ain't marching down here.
That's hot out, man. It was hot marching to the car.
I wish they would. I'm supporting.
So there are some people now moving this way and looking down this way. I'm not sure what's happening. I think what I'm going to do is make my way. I'm going to head this way for... Hey, Seth, I'm heading this way.
For the police,
sorry.
For the police department.
So there is more police down here now, and more counter-protesters did go to this corner. Maybe it's not more police, just police that are down over this way. Okay, so I wasn't sure if the BLM folks had showed up. It's not them. I thought it might have been them because people were moving that way, so. We can figure out a way to get over there.
We gotta go
all the way around?
Yeah.
Probably. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go all the way around.
You know what? How the hell is that legal, blocking off this sidewalk?
Yeah, I don't know. Not sure.
We'll take down a barrier and find out.
There you go.
Back up, blue! Back up, blue! Back up, blue!
I'm serious. I want to know how that is legal off the sidewalk.
Or even this. How is this, you know? So I had a question, sir, if you don't mind. How are you guys blocking off like the sidewalk and this other public space up here? Do you know why that's blocked off?
Just for separate areas.
For okay, is the other group coming? Because so far it's just one group. Okay, so that's supposed to be for. So if they come. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So what the?
The other thing is, what if there was what if somebody came in?
So what the? Hey, so I did talk to the police. They said that this was supposed to be to separate the groups from each other, is why we are told that this is here. Obviously, there's not two groups right now. There's one group, and so that's why they told us the sidewalk was blocked off. So I don't know if this side was supposed to be the Black Lives Matter side, and over here was supposed to be the counter-protester side. I'm not really sure at this point, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out around this way down the street, and I'm going to cross the road and head over to that area. So alright, so I'm going to move, go around. Alright, so let's go around here.
One right here.
Excuse me.
I think I'm gonna go find the beer truck. Okay. Let me find it.
Excuse me.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you, I can't.
Excuse me, sorry.
Right, man, thanks.
So far, no incidents at either of the locations, other than what seem to be two counter-protesters yelling at each other. We are told that BLM is on their way down here, but we have not seen for sure yet whether or not they are going to show up. The police did say there are two areas, so I assume the goal was to have the counter-protesters here and then have the BLM folks right here. So I'm just not sure. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down, across the street, back over to this corner over here. Somebody just said Black Lives Matter. There's a lady and a gal right here. Seem to be saying things to each other. There's somebody in the middle of the street. She ran a red light. So there is some discussions going on over here.
What do you do that's good? You're gonna go out and put that money where it matters. I'm not. I'm pro-choice, honey. I'm pro-choice. I'm pro-choice. I don't care about that. People are gonna make their choice. I'm just saying. What about all those poor black people that are murdering someone?
Hey, we need to keep it peaceful. Let people through.
Police just asking people to keep it peaceful. There are discussions back and forth here.
Social workers are fucking 80% the reason why children are in foster care. But yes, social workers are the reason children are in foster care. Yeah, it might be their parents' fault because they're on fucking drugs.
It definitely seems like there are a number of BLM folks that have showed up. Okay, so yeah, we do have, like I said, F Donald Trump, no justice, no peace signs. Empower the people is stronger than the people in the power. So this is the BLM crowd here. They have locked arms.
Because your house is too dirty, you might as well they are going to
And then some discussions right here going on. Police in the area much more heavily than last time. So far, both sides just kind of standing here on the corner. So for those just tuning in, we are at Boise City Hall. The BLM crowd, or at least some of the BLM crowd, has showed up here at City Hall. They are on this corner. So we were initially over here on this corner, and then there's counter protesters over here. Counter protesters over here. Not sure who's over there. And then some of the Black Lives Matter folks have showed up over here on this corner. So there was some discussions going on over here and debates going on over here. Somebody with a door missing from their truck. A couple of them with their weapons. Sorry, I had to check my phone battery there. It's got a Trump 2020 no bullshit flag. Everybody standing here peacefully. So far, both sides just kind of standing here. The BLM crowd is not really big here yet, and I don't know if there's more coming. But so far, these folks here are just having a debate, having a discussion, and the police kind of came down and just said, "Keep it peaceful," and then left. Let's see if I can walk around the backside here. So far, it seems like most of the counter protesters are staying in a different section. So So just so you guys can see, justice for Breonna Taylor, Black Lives Matter. So Breonna Taylor, for those that don't know,
Handle that sign. Handle that sign.
yeah, you're good. Don't worry about it. The guy with the BLM folks accidentally hit me in the head with a sign. Anyway, Breonna Taylor was one of the reasons that even conservatives are calling for no-knock raids to end. And what's happening with some of these no-knock raids is the police are getting the wrong home, and then ended up shooting the wrong people. And Breonna Taylor was one of those people. So I believe Rand Paul has a bill to end no-knock raids in the United States for that particular reason. And I think he's been saying it for a long time. But anyway, so yeah, I don't know what the BLM crowd is. Somewhere in the range of 20 or so, 20, 25 people maybe. But it does appear that there are a few more showing up, and I imagine they'll probably keep showing up from wherever they were. I do see some police that are coming, or were somewhere. There's a number of police officers that just went in that direction towards City Hall, maybe going inside. So got some counter-protesters and protesters mingling, talking to each other. If you guys haven't already, be sure to start a watch party. It's a good way to get more eyes on the event, so we can just kind of give you guys a feel for what's happening on the ground here. So wanted to see, I would like to try and interview someone from both sides if I can. We got the Black Lives Matter.
Not the racist ones.
Guy with the Black Lives Matter shirt, and another guy with a rifle slung.
Hey, Greg. How you doing? It's Dan. I bumped into you sometime on the lakeside. So, what are you seeing out here?
Yeah, so far, people on both sides.
Yeah.
Just a lot more mellow.
Good. The last time I didn't make it out here, and I came down after the fact. The legislative meeting.
Yeah, just live streaming for Idaho Dispatch. What's going on? So we'll try to record these conversations. I'll try and just come in and see what's going on. Sorry, excuse me. Sorry.
Essentially, where I stand on drug usage is passage of drugs should be legal. It's completely. Heroin, cocaine, I don't care. But where I differ from most is I think the production and the distribution of should be legal. Or should be legal.
I think they do.
But the production of, the distribution of, and the some big dealership of drugs such as heroin,
Yeah.
and I don't care about weed,
I want to try that.
that should be illegal. And that should be applied. I take that from Sweden. I take that standpoint from Sweden and Denmark primarily. And
Lifeline.
so I love that. Like, that's the right sector.
It's like Pam Hemphill interviewing this guy over here, talking to him. There's a discussion about drugs happening right here.
And so, if there's not a safe way,
Sorry about that. You're okay?
So they got to start carrying their 15.
239 versus 30 plus 30% per month, while the number of burglaries increased to 1,783 versus 817.
I support the movement.
Would you like to do an interview with Idaho Dispatch?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome, thank you. So, and what is your name?
Josh.
You can hold that.
Oh, wait a second, what's your name?
I'm Greg with Idaho Dispatch.
Yeah, so Idaho Dispatch is a far-right news organization in Idaho, and they've twisted some really gnarly shit.
Actually, we have BLM supporters who are sharing our articles because we
pretty
are
dumbass supporters,
balanced.
pretty dumb situation.
We're balanced.
That's right. Yep. So he runs the Idaho Second Amendment Alliance. Super far-right.
Yep. I support the Second Amendment for everybody.
All right.
Anyway, so why are you out here today, and what would be your message to the people of Boise, the people of Idaho, on the types of reforms that you would like to see?
So, my name is Josh. I came out here today because I support the Black Lives Matter movement. I went to the rally earlier. And why I'm out here is because Black lives are overrepresented in the prison system. There are housing and banking discriminatory actions that have taken place. Also, throughout history, we have seen the oppression of the black community by large corporate or white America. And so what I want to see instituted is change in our education system, in our housing system, and in our banking system to allow more freedom and more, specifically allow less discrimination against African Americans and other people of color.
Okay. Now, one of the big things that Black Lives Matter is looking at right now is defunding the police, which seems to, I guess, go in a lot of different directions depending on who you talk to. So, are there police reforms that you would like to see as well?
Yeah, I want to see qualified immunity re-evaluated.
Okay.
I want to see that change, and so that police officers in their dealings with the community are more like doctors.
Okay. And so is that, like, if the police get a call, it's more of a social call as opposed to showing up armed, or?
So what I mean is when the police force does discriminatory things or things outside of their call to action, that they can be actually charged for that. I also want to see, yes, the defunding to taking money out and reinstating it into social services, because prevention is always better than punishment.
Okay, and is there, so we do hear that a lot, that they want to take money from the police department, some of their funding away, and move it into those programs. Is there specific areas of the police department that you think should be defunded?
Mostly the militarization.
Okay.
I don't think that they need the tanks and everything like that, and so mostly militarization, and
it's interesting because a lot of conservatives from the conservative side, they want to look at qualified immunity. Conservatives have long been, speaking out against the militarization of the police. They have been, speaking out against no-knock raids and red flag laws and a lot of that kind of stuff. So, is that something you think that both sides should be able to agree on going forward?
Yeah, I absolutely love bipartisanship and looking at those specific things.
And so is there anything within like the BLM movement, particular stances, maybe at the national level or local level, that you don't necessarily agree with? Or?
So I'm a Christian, and I'm a Christian first in my mind, and I don't agree with everything the Black Lives Matter organization represents, as it conflicts with me. But yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Well, anything else you'd like to add?
I just want people to love on other people and treat everyone equally and the same.
Awesome. All right, sir. Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. I don't know who the other guy was saying that from Bias News, we actually do a very good job of balancing out our news.
Because you guys just kind of like talking about
So we're the Idaho Dispatch. I don't know if you guys know. So our goal is just to try and bring some more balanced news and not put all the bias in there. So, but read the articles, and if you think we're biased, let me know. I mean, I've always fully disclosed.
Since cops kill more whites than they do blacks, does he feel that? How does he feel about that? You know?
Sure.
So he thinks cops should be defunded because they are biased against blacks, but they're actually biased against whites also because they kill more whites than they kill blacks. So how does that work?
Sure. Yeah, the questions came to mind.
It's just a question that. So all the people that are like Black Lives Matter, it's not all lives. There's Black lives. Well, you look at more freaking whites get killed. You know, Hispanics, Asians, all those guys get killed too.
White lives are lives too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still 15 category of life.
I'm gonna head back the other way.
How did you get here? Did you search?
Went all the way around. Yeah. Here you go, man. Sorry. Feel free to read our articles. Seriously, we balance it out pretty well. We've had BLM leaders sharing articles because we try to say, here's what this side says, here's what this side says, and you decide that. Values and everything, I try to leave all that out of it, how the media should do it. So
I have to check that out.
Yeah, here.
If I can actually find a legitimate news organization, I'll be happy.
Yeah, good job. Check out our articles, let us know. Appreciate it. Excuse me. Sorry. So some BLM supporters just kind of spilling out into the street here a little bit. My phone's getting hot, so hopefully it doesn't die. So guys, my phone is starting to heat up a little bit, so if it does die, I apologize. But it's been pretty peaceful here. There are some people debating back and forth. You ready? Alright, so people starting to argue. There you go. I got it.
Good, thank you.
Yep.
Here's the deal.
Oh, sorry about that. So it was getting a little testy over on the corner. It looks like they've kind of calmed that down now. I was just saying it was getting testy on the corner over there. So far, both sides being very peaceful.
I saw that. Damn. Her hair? Oh my God!
Oh yeah, it's definitely warming up a little bit on my phone. Ooh. There's a Defund the Police van here. Sorry.
Wait, there's a cool place.
Defund the police, silence is complicity. She just said F the police. Look at my phone cooled down here. Did you hear that guy that came up to me before I started that interview?
The guy that was right there after the interview too?
No, right there before. Were you there right before? Oh yeah.
I heard the
Yeah, he came up.
Oh, the guy that was pointing out who you were. Yeah. He's far right. Sorry about that. Yeah, I saw him.
Yeah, no problem.
I got him on camera too. Yep.
How you doing, Greg?
Hey, how are you?
Good, man. How's everything going?
Good.
So far. It's a little rowdy right over here.
That's, well, all the
dude
BLM
that
folks
had
are
that
down there.
loudspeaker last time. That's him.
All the BLM folks are down there in the corner.
Are they really?
Yeah, on the corner over there.
We were over the college and they started walking, so I figured they were coming here.
Yeah, no, well, we were at the college for a while too.
For them, just right over on that.
Yeah, but they're not there. They're just standing on. There's like 20 of them.
Oh, there, that's it. We had a good turnout though. I'm pretty happy. A lot of good people.
I like it. Good for you.
Stay there.
It really is more, for me, it's more about learning. I want to
Cross back over.
You going?
Down.
Excuse me.
I was just watching your live stream before we got here. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks.
What an asshole.
What's that?
So maybe the crowd spread out a little bit more, or there's some that have left.
I think maybe some of them kind of.
Yeah. This gal was kind of antagonizing the BLM folks a little bit, she was the one that was arguing on the corner there, waving the flag. They were kind of out in the street a little bit, and then they kind of broke up their own little thing there. So. So for those just tuning in, the BLM folks ended up changing their location to Boise State University, and they were there for a little bit. We tried to live stream as best as we could, and eventually it kind of got it was very mellow, and it got so hot it was melting my phone, and ended up turning my phone off. And we'd already been down there for a little bit, so we came down to the counter protest, and now the BLM protest is done. It was finished at 6, and there are a number of them over on the corner over here. And, some couple discussions. It looked like a lot of very cordial discussions, maybe a few heated discussions. The police came down, just said make sure it's peaceful, and that was kind of it. So, go ahead. How are you?
Hey, sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nice to meet you.
Hey, just be careful when you walk around. There's flyers walking around like
Yeah, I got a heads up on it. So.
Where are the other crowds?
They're over there, right there in the corner.
There's like 6 of them. That's it, huh? They keep driving by.
I'd say there's about 20, maybe total.
Just be careful. They're walking around the crowd.
All right, so we kind of make our way back this way. Earlier, people were pointing out how there was city employees of some sort. We don't know, but they were all definitely not 6 feet apart and not wearing masks, which was kind of interesting. So I've interviewed somebody from BLM supporter, and I'd kind of like to go find a person to interview with the other side, the counter protesters. How are you guys?
Good.
Good. Sweating. It's hot.
Yes, sir.
Oh, this is from the other side here, and the BLM folks. So it looks like they did put a police officer out there now, at least one, trying to keep people on the sidewalk. But the counter protesters and BLM folks are all in the same area over there. And if you guys missed it, we just did an interview not long ago with a guy named Josh, and I think his name is Josh, and he just had a number of things that he would like to see done. Hi. And so it was a good interview, even though some guy came up and tried to stop the interview, claiming we were far right news, which we are not at all.
Wait till your phone gets home. Oh shit! Getting good stuff?
Yeah, we interviewed one of the BLM folks.
Oh, are they down there?
Yeah, they're all down the corner.
Oh, where? The corner? On the other side of the street?
No, right here. They're all mixed in. BLM and counter protesters are all mixed in together. So far, it hasn't been bad.
They didn't have that many people.
So you talked to one of them?
Yeah, I interviewed one of them. So, yeah, some guy, as soon as I started the interview, some guy came up and said, "This is Greg, he's far right news." And I'm like, "What?"
No, I'm Idaho Dispatch.
Yeah, I'm like, "No, we're not far right news at all." Well, he said, "We were in Idaho," so I'm like, "So what?"
That's what we're about.
I don't put my personal stuff in the articles.
Hey. So I'm over on the city hall side.
So I apologize if you guys are leaving comments. I can't read the comments because my phone is turned sideways, so I'm unable to read most of the comments. I do have people trying to feed me some comments every now and then, but for the most part, I'm just kind of giving you guys an idea for what's going on. So again, once Black Lives Matter was done, they did move some of their protesters have been driving through, I think, and people are either honking in support of this counter protest or they are saying F Trump and flipping people off. So just fine. Everybody can exercise their First Amendment rights as long as it stays peaceful. So there were some heated discussions down there. Police are out more heavily this time around, but it looks like overall this is going to be a pretty mellow situation, which is good. So let us know what you guys think of the coverage so far. We'll probably be heading out here shortly and writing up an article on what happened today, what we heard, what we saw. Unfortunately, we weren't able to cover both events completely because we were separated in different locations, so that made it a little more difficult to do, but trying to give you guys what you need. Again, and to support us, go to IdahoDispatch.com/donate. You guys can donate to help us grow Idaho Dispatch, or you can also become a monthly supporter for just $2.97. And you can become a monthly supporter of Idaho Dispatch. If you want, everybody wants different local media. Well, if we want different local media here in Idaho, if we want media that's not biased, if we want media that is not going to have, that's only going to put out one side of the story, if that's the case, then, if we want something different, then we've got to support, the efforts that we're trying to do, for instance, in getting you guys some good coverage of political events here in the state of Idaho. So, but right now it looks like it's kind of just died down a little bit. Both crowds, for the most part, just hanging out. Again, much more heavy police presence. This barricaded area over here, for those that don't know, was supposed to be, is for the Black Lives Matter supporters. That was kind of their area, and this barricade was meant to keep the counter-protesters over here from spilling over into the other side. Now, there is no separation currently over there, but the counter-protesters are staying here for the most part, and the BLM folks are over there. So before we head out, we may walk down that way one more time, just go see what's happening. But again, we got a good interview. Somebody holding a blue line flag. So far, it doesn't look like anybody has really tried to antagonize either side in any serious fashion. One lady was waving her Trump flag around in front of the BLM folks. The BLM folks are, their supporters are driving by and flipping everybody off and, saying F Donald Trump and F the police. But that just brings out usually chants of USA and support back the blue and stuff like that. So definitely a much more mellow protest this time around.
Law, order. The right to keep and keep bear arms. That's good. Second Amendment. Love it. Love it.
How you doing? Good. Just trying to covering for Idaho Dispatch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep doing that because Idaho State's been so
the Idaho media is going to do it. So that's our goal. Is to try and keep the balance. Thanks, man. You're welcome.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Eric, good to meet you, Greg.
Yeah, nice to meet you. I saw a bunch of rumors, but some people had pictures of bricks that they were posting, and then there was people in North Carolina with the exact same picture.
Oh no.
Like, oh my gosh. So no, I have not seen anything like that. But
Hi, it's Nicole from
yeah,
Facebook. So I didn't know if you would recognize me or not. Good, how are you?
Good, sorry, I'm probably not
It's okay. I'll just stop.
Yeah. You guys want to do an interview? You want to do an interview?
Alright. We had to eat, hydrate. It was crazy trying to get it down here.
I hear you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What?
So the BLM folks are down there.
By Boise State.
We're on the steps.
Yeah. Oh yeah. See, we covered there for a little while. There was probably.
Oh, is that how they fly? Is that what they are?
And then some of them are over here.
So I don't know what those people
Could be. Could be.
they're gonna mess us with.
No, probably not. Probably not.
I wonder. I mean, hold on.
She was chanting Black Lives Matter and then started flipping everybody off.
It's so awesome to see people that have already done it out there doing it. That's what matters. Trust me, we're not anti-police.
I shared it on my Facebook page.
We're totally okay with this. We understand it. These guys are going home to their
Hey, I'm trying to get you viewers.
Yeah. Well, and I just love how many people came out here. It makes me feel good to know that my son can go.
Who's that? No, I think that one was go back around where we go.
That's what I was going to do. I thought I was going to go over there and see.
I'm going to go tell Seth. So, I'm going to go back around one more time. Maybe try to interview the Idaho Liberty Dogs lady, and then we'll get out.
Did you notice the water fountain well?
I'm sure.
Yeah, they did.
Shutting down sidewalks.
All right, guys, so what we're going to do is we are going to go around to the other side one more time. Some people cheering the Boise police are walking. Not sure if something's going to happen or if they're just relocating or whatever. But we're going to go around to the other side, try to interview one of the counter-protesters from the group, Idaho Liberty Dogs, if we can find them, and then we'll probably call it good after that. So. So just heading back around, and I'll do an interview hopefully with the counter-protesters.
I feel like they did a big, the tree for it. They did a big hack for
Hey, Greg Pruitt. Hey, my name's Ian. I'm a fan of yours. Okay. Thanks for following. Yeah, good job.
You don't get so much back for BLM. Over here, or did I tell you about that? Oh yeah, so some guy came up and was like, this is Greg Pruitt. This is far right news. I'm like, what are you talking about? He was trying to stop it.
Trying to silence him?
I know, that's what I was thinking. Trying to silence him.
Yeah. So did he go away after a minute?
Yeah, he left eventually. He was the leader of gun rights. And I'm like, yeah, support gun rights for everybody.
Right. Where all lives matter.
Yeah. So it does look like the police have come to the corner. There was people kind of spilling out into the street a little bit. Looks like that has changed, and the BLM crowd has gotten a little bit bigger. So more counter-protesters here. Not sure what's happening here. People definitely recording each other. Recording this guy.
Now I know what you look like, thank you! Woo! Hey! This is the guy who went to go counter-protest the Bernie rally. He was hanging out with the Nazi flags and it was a fake, it was like an infiltrator from the other side.
Well,
so he took a picture and spread it all over the internet. Trump is still your president. Trump is your president. Trump is still your president. Who's your president? Trump is still your president. Go back to school.
See if I can tell. This Idaho Liberty Dogs, they're one of the ones that are putting on this.
I was always like, yeah,
I think we're good.
Totally. So we're live streaming on Idaho Dispatch. I'm going to go right out here real quick and just do a quick interview. Dave.
I'm gonna go buy some water and come back. It's gonna be here in like another hour.
Greg, what's up, man?
How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good.
Actually, okay, go ahead, dude.
Sorry, I'll talk to you in just a second. Excuse me. All right, so I'm gonna hold that instead of the other thing. You can just hold it like that.
Okay, if not, I'll just put it in.
All right, so I guess let me know what your name is and who you're here with, and I guess what your message is as a group today.
My name is Sin. I'm with Idaho Liberty Dogs. Our message today is to stand our ground as far as not defunding, our law enforcement. To let them know that they're an asset here
We have a growing community. There's people moving here, and we cannot afford to defund our law enforcement officers with the growing numbers in crime. Also, we're here because we want to support them as far as there's really not that much police brutality in Idaho. If you go and look at the statistics on black, police brutality on blacks, it's not there. It's not in existence. So we don't have a police brutality issue here in Boise.
Okay. And are there police reforms that you believe you would support, such as qualified immunity or no-knock raids?
Yeah, I mean, the qualified immunity, I think we need personal responsibility. So if there's a law enforcement officer out there who's not doing his job properly, they need to be held responsible for that. So, and if a police officer wrongfully kills somebody, they shouldn't have that immunity.
Okay, and there are some people who say that the counter-protesters, they don't want BLM to come out here and exercise their First Amendment rights. They don't want them out here protesting.
No.
Do you believe that? Is that true?
No, that's not true. We don't have a problem with them coming out and expressing their First Amendment because everybody is entitled to express their First Amendment rights. We just don't want to see our town destroyed like we're seeing all over the nation in different cities. Just right across the border from us in Oregon, So that's why we're here, is to protect our city. It's not to stop them from their freedom of speech because they have every right to that, just like we do.
Yeah. And so far, I would say, compared to the last time, it's much more mellow. Definitely a lot less incidents that seem to have occurred. The police seem to have a bigger presence out here.
Absolutely. It seems more controlled now. They set up some barriers, which is awesome. To hopefully de-escalate situations, because in essence everybody has the right to freedom of speech. We all have the right to have our voices heard.
Okay. And is there anything else? Idaho Liberty Dogs at a new group? Or?
Yeah, we're a new group. We started last month pretty much because of all this going on, and so we're a grassroots group. It's just a bunch of citizens, Idahoans, getting together and putting forward for our community to defend and protect our morals, our values, and most importantly, to keep Idaho red.
All right.
Thank you.
For your time.
Thank you. I was so thirsty.
Yeah, me too. I've been talking for hours. My mouth is about dead. There was some guy that wanted to talk to me. Did you have something that you want to say, or were you just?
Oh no, man! I just said hi. That's about it, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, so far it's been peaceful.
I'm gonna go. Are they keep on down the street? Is that all that BLM is supposed to be right there? A bunch of cold chicks.
We were out. We went and covered the event in Boise State. There was probably 250, 300. So I assume a bunch of them either drove by or just didn't want to come. I don't know.
Take care.
Yeah, you too. Sorry, excuse me.
I saw one of the hey, watch it, buddy. I was watching one of those people, they come and they start to try and dox everybody and all that, and she's ostensibly Black Lives Matter, and she's got a bag on that says Oregon unemployment. So she's just wearing the same shit that she wears when she's in Oregon. She's clearly an out-of-stater.
Yeah, I had a lady at the BLM protest that walked right up while I was doing this and took a picture of me and like, yeah, go ahead. Try to get me fired.
Yeah, exactly.
Good luck with that. So,
I talked to your board of directors. Go for it.
I did get a good interview.
I saw him earlier.
Yeah, really nice. I don't agree with everything these people say. I want to raise and qualify to be. I'm like, that's the conservatives are nice.
Well, that's the sad part, is that there are things that we could agree on, but
or not be vehemently opposed to the opinion of.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's the other crap that they're trying to do, and it's almost like they're using some of these other things as just guises to be able to bring in the other stuff. Oh, sorry.
This is not. nothing to do with George Floyd, nothing to do with any of that stuff. It's just appropriating. It's just appropriating a new du jour. It's the same thing that LGBTQ has done. That's why they have so many damn letters, and it's what they've been doing for all this time.
So for those that aren't aware, we are at the corner of Main and Capitol. This is Black Lives Matter group right here. Some counter protesters in there as well, and police look like they're trying to get people moved onto the sidewalk. There are counter protesters on 4 corners down that way, some right here, possibly, most likely counter protesters over there as well. A few more folks over there, and other than that, we did hear that there was Antifa folks, but I haven't seen any. So I'm not sure who these guys are.
This is how it starts.
I don't know who that group is. This is Saturday, United States? I'm not really sure. So no idea who this group is. I've never heard of them before.
Go over there because that's what
Police are coming in now. Police are coming in, most likely trying to separate the group. Alright, so not sure what the Boise police is going to try and...
Why the hell do we want to defund the police? Why would we want to defund the police? You mean to tell me I'm going to call the police at 3 o'clock in the morning and say, oh, my wife is hurting me or my husband's hurting me. Oh, I'm sorry, I have no gas? What are you guys going to do?
Who's protecting them right now?
Look.
Yeah! They gonna ask for your credit card number. You gonna say, hello, 911? What's your credit card number?
100%. I am a Trump supporter, flat out, because this is real. And the only reason I'm doing, I know, Trump, guys, listen, Trump does not even want to be president. He hates the fucking job. He never wanted to be president. But he would have done it, and he has done it simply because of the fact, and he's not even getting no money for it. Why are y'all mad at him? Be mad at everybody else that is keep fucking it up. And then we have a perfect agenda about COVID-19, and you want to slip in all this other propaganda and all these other lies and all this other goddamn laws and shit, and all this shit don't matter. Don't do that to people. Quit lying. This is why everybody in America is going, oh, we're going to hit the rural parts of America now. Because 4 years ago, we fucked up, and 4 years ago, we did not hit those rural parts. Now they're going to try to hit them and try to get all those farmers and shit, and they're going to say, nope, I still need my crops to grow, and I still need to reap what I sow. And that's all it is to it. Trump 2020.
Can I take a picture of you?
Sure.
I love all your red. I love red.
Oh, wait a minute, she's doing a picture. Awesome.
Yep. All lives matter! 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 All lives matter!
Swear to God, you were bigger.
I was born in Ohio. I was raised in Georgia, Republican. And,
So hopefully you guys were able to hear him. There's a drone up there. Definitely a little bit more tense, but much larger police presence than last time. So there are some people arguing over here. The same gal that was kind of waving the flag around, and they're going back and forth over there again.
So many people try to act like they just want to live.
Yeah.
And nobody out here is trying to be better than anybody at this point, and you shouldn't try to be better than anybody. What we need to be doing right now is handling this pandemic. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
So he's clearly anti.
We're lying about what's going on with these masks.
All right, I'll be back.
Which is why predominantly all these people over here not wearing masks.
Yeah, if you're gonna cross. Make sure you get on the sidewalk.
I don't think they necessarily have a problem with you in as much as
Excuse me, guys. Sorry. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Excuse me.
I'd like to have a stop there if I don't have a letter.
Sorry.
Say what?
So there are some people here arguing back and forth.
Take a picture of the last day.
The flag should never be used as wearing a pearl of that you're wearing a flag. You're supposed to be wearing it.
But it's not a flag, it's fabric. It's racist. You're racist. Why are you guys so jealous? What's up? Don't be so jealous. You'll grow up someday. You'll grow great. You'll even grow great.
Oh, yeah, but you're right. You
You're gonna like
that's where you wouldn't be so mad.
They think I'm gonna do something before
Whatever,
violating.
you guys would
Shit worth the time. Shit worth nothing.
What? You're big? You're not a I can find all my lashes, honey. Yeah, I did not.
Hard to hear what exactly is going on. But heated discussion, but it seemed to be okay. Again, definitely a large police presence here. So head up this way real quick. Excuse me. Yeah, Saturday United States MC stands for Motorcycle Club. So I've never heard of them before. There's tons of motorcycle clubs. So I don't know who they are or anything like that. But so yeah, I would say probably half the crowd is kind of protesters and half the crowd is BLM folks.
One of them said everybody was kung fu fighting.
Alright guys, well I'm gonna probably head back the other way here in just a minute and we'll call it good. Again, hopefully you guys have enjoyed the coverage and the live stream. There is two videos. We basically have a video from over at Black Lives Matter protest, and then we jumped in the car and headed over here. So the video died because my phone overheated, and and so that was the end of that live feed. But so far the sun has kind of gone down behind the buildings here, so it's cooled off my phone. It's not too bad, but police kind of just roving around, moving around, talking to people, and just making sure everybody stays peaceful. So. Still just a crowd of, 30 BLM folks maybe, but again, the counter-protesters and the BLM folks are all kind of intermingled and talking to each other, lots of debates and discussions back and forth, but overall I would say everything has been pretty peaceful. So we are going to get the name of the gentleman that was over here, the guy over here in the red and the hat. He was very passionate. He is not a supporter of BLM. And we're going to try and pull out the 3 interviews that we've done and post those as separate videos later on. So, excuse me, sorry. No, you're okay. Have to wait till the next one goes. Definitely warm in the crowd.
We know that.
So far, I'm not hearing anybody screaming anything at the police directly.
I don't like people walking around with fucking rifles. This is my hometown.
Sorry. Just trying to get across. All these police officers going first. Excuse me, sorry.
It's been a long day.
I'm gonna start heading back down this way. Definitely appears the police are not gonna let things get out of hand like what happened last time. So, all right, guys. Again, please be sure to like our page. Please be sure. Flip this around here. Somebody over here flipping people off. Anyway, definitely more police officers there. So, yeah, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate you guys sharing the video. Please be sure to, again, like the page. Invite as many people as you can to like Idaho Dispatch. We need as many supporters as we can. If we want a good news media outlet, that's what we're trying to create. So, again, if you guys can donate, go to idahodispatch.com/donate. Donate to the Idaho Dispatch. You can also sign up as a monthly recurring donor for $2.97. We'll use that money to boost articles, to boost our profile on social media, and eventually, hopefully, you'll get some better reporters than me out here doing some of this work. So,
Oh, dude, you are so classy. Yeah. Yeah, click it. You fucking get up, Queen. Serve the crowd up. Woo!
so they were flipping people off. So, sure. Oh, they're running. They're going to get ran over.
They can just run.
All right, so we come back over here, say goodbye to all you guys. But again, appreciate you tuning in today. We'll get an article out sometime today, so please be sure.
My son told me he's been watching.
Oh, awesome. So yeah, sorry, guys said that his son's been watching. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna call it good for now. We'll have an article out here sometime tonight on what we saw, what we heard, and eventually we'll get this all up on YouTube. We'll get this all up on YouTube so you guys can watch it, and we'll try to get out the 3 interviews that we ended up doing. One of them, that last one, obviously spontaneously, but we'll try to get you guys all those interviews on YouTube separated out. That way you guys can share them. So anyway, good job, guys. If something happens while we're closing up shop here, we'll let you know. But for now, we're going to call it good. I'm Greg with Idaho Dispatch. Take care and God bless.